Hey there. Happy Saturday. It's me, Quashar, with Quashar Detroit Publishing. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Time is 10:06 p.m. So I just came on today with just like a brief Q&A. Just some commonly asked questions regarding the self-publishing or, publishing for like first-time authors. So I have like three to four questions that I'm going to talk about today. Um, The first topic is, what should my book be about? Like, what topic should I write a book regarding? Okay, so that's a very popular question. And I would say the easiest topic to write a book about is something that you know like the back of your hand. What is your profession? What is something that you are an expert in? That's the best thing to write a book about. Because why should you pick something that's, you're trying to be so deep and philosophical that you have to think of something that's just going to just make people feel like, hey, thanks so much for joining. It has to be so deep. No, write about something that you already know. When you pick a topic that you already know, you'll be able to share knowledge and your experience with others. Hey, Kaiser, thanks so much for joining. So we're just doing a Q&A. The first question that I'm answering is a very popular question when it comes to self-publishing or publishing a book. What should your topic be? Your topic should be something that you're already an expert in. When you are writing a book about something that you know like the back of your hand, you'll be able to share value with those that need it. And specifically, you need to write your book to a specific target audience. Your book is not for everybody. It should be for a specific target audience. When you narrow down to that specific target audience, you'll be able to give them the value that they're looking for. And sometimes you may say, well, how do I know what my target audience wants? Well, one way is to ask them what they want. If you're writing about something that you already know, this may have affected you. So you may have picked a topic because this topic affected you. So because you have experienced it firsthand. Also, you can ask people questions. You can ask open-ended questions in the form of surveys. You can poll your audience. You can post something on, social media. You can, do surveys. I did a survey on SurveyMonkey for my first book. So ask questions. And when you ask questions, you'll find out exactly what your target reader wants to know, and you can serve it up to them on a platter. Okay, so just ask and they'll tell you what they want, and then you can provide the value that they need. The second question is, how long does it take to write a book? So that's really depending on you. How much time do you have to devote to writing your book, right? That's up to you. It could take a day, 2 days, 3 days, 90 days, a year, 10 years. It shouldn't take 10 years, but it depends on how focused you are and how strategic you are. First of all, come up with a writing plan, right? If you want to write a book, say that you're going to take 90 days, right? And what you can do is write for at least a half an hour every day. But that depends on you, the time and the commitment that you're going to put into your book project. So again, it varies, but it shouldn't take you 10 years or whatever to write a book. It should take you less than a year to write a book. And if you're very focused, you can do it. Write the actual book, your first draft, in less than 90 days with just being strategic and taking out 30 minutes a day to start writing your book. Okay. The next question is, how long should your book be? It depends. Your book, I think that if you're writing a book, like if you're writing a short ebook, that's up to you. But if you're writing a book, a nonfiction book, you should have average between 7 and 10 chapters. Okay. And so in that book, what you want to do is present your problem, because your nonfiction book, and we're talking about nonfiction books, right? Nonfiction books should solve a problem. In that book, you should introduce who you are and state why you're an expert in this subject matter. You should, answer the question. First of all, you would let them know the reason that you're writing this book. And then you should give the background on this topic, right? And then start sharing the value that you are going to provide in the book. And then after you talk, state your topic, share your value, what's next, right? Put what's next in the book so that they'll know what to do after they read your book. But I'm thinking about between 7 to 10 chapters are good. Hey, Dr. Leroy. We're just doing a Q&A, just some commonly asked questions regarding the publishing space. Okay. The first question we asked was, what topic should you write about? And that depends on you. If you're an expert, write about something that you already know. Because when you write about something that you already know, it speeds up your process of writing because you already know this topic. You don't have to do research on this topic because you're a first-hand expert, right? So write about something that you know. The second thing was, how long should it take to write a book? That's up to you. It could take 3 days. It could take 1 day. It could take 3 months. It could take a year. Sometimes people say take 10 years, but it doesn't take 10 years to write a book, right? But I'm just saying you could write a book in less than 90 days. If you take time out to set up 30 minutes per day, some days you'll write 30 minutes, some days you'll write an hour, some days you'll write 3 hours. But if you just start, and then what I do sometimes is do a 30-day challenge, 15 minutes a day. When you start writing 15 minutes a day, you'll build up the confidence and it'll become a habit. And then when you do 15, one day you do 30, and then it'll go on. It just depends on what you want to do. Hey, thanks so much for joining, Walt. We're just answering doing some Q&A, just commonly asked questions when it comes to writing a nonfiction book. The next question is, should I self-publish or traditionally publish? This is a good question. A lot of people think that when you're publishing a book, you're going to automatically get a traditional publishing deal, but that's not so, especially if you don't really have a platform. If you don't have a platform and people really don't know who you are, I believe that you should start out with, depending on what your goals are. Do you want to own 100% for your book? Do you want to have total control of your project? Do you want to be able to own the rights and monetize your book as you see fit? So it depends on what you want to do. If that's your goal, then you should self-publish. If you go the traditional publishing route, it's going to take a long time, right? It's going for most people, for just a common person. But if you're somebody with a great platform, like for instance, our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, you know what I'm saying? If you are someone that has a big platform, then these traditional publishing deals are going to come easy to you. But if you're someone just starting out, then what you want to do is maybe you want to self-publish, because first of all, you have to learn about the publishing process, right? And you want to make sure that you are doing all your research on the front end, and you want to make sure that you own the rights to all of your literary works. This is something that you came up with, right? So you want to make sure that you know that you are owning the rights to your work, because you want to be able to take your work and monetize it as you see fit. You don't want to have to ask permission about something that you came up with, your intellectual property. No. So self-publishing route is the best route, because you get the most money in the self-publishing route if you're just starting out. Okay. So there's some, every now and then there may be somebody that'll come by and get a traditional publishing deal and it may work out for them, but that is not the case at most times. For the most part, self-publishing is the best way to go. If you're a new writer, new author, trying to get your feet wet, find out about publishing. But then once you, gain that platform, if you want to seek out a traditional publishing deal, then go ahead and do that. But it's a process, and it takes time in order to, get a traditional publishing deal. And then the last question is, should you edit your own book? No. You should not edit your own book, because your book is personal to you. A lot of times you can miss things. If you're not a professional, even if you're a professional editor, someone else should have eyes on your book, right? You should self-edit before you send it to the editor, but you should not solely edit your book. Okay. Because depending on the topic, depending on, like, the first thing, again, self-editing, making sure that you have all, the words spelled correctly, your punctuation, and then you want to make sure that you get someone else involved, because this is too personal to you. You may be in your head reading something and thinking it says one thing, but it really doesn't say what you think it says. You need a second, third set of eyes on your project. So don't do it all yourself. Make sure that you get somebody who does this professionally, someone who does it in your specific genre. So find an editor and then start asking other authors, who did they use when they wrote their book, right? If you are if you're writing a nonfiction book, you want to ask nonfiction writers, authors, who was their editor? And you want to read their book and see how their book, turned out. If it looks good to you, if it sounds good to you, then you want to, start researching, because you can't just do everything yourself and expect it to be a perfect project. Even if you get an editor, there still may be an error. So even if you get an editor, you still need to look over your work and reread your project before you publish it. Look over the things, the suggestions that they have, and it's up to you to accept the suggestions or deny it. So this is a partnership with an editor. Okay. So just don't, take everything on yourself, because when you take too much on yourself, then a lot of times, it'll be just too much. And, then that's where mistakes come in, because you were doing this, you were making the cover and all that stuff too. Unless you're a graphic artist and this is your profession, don't do it all yourself. Make it easy on yourself and get someone that is a professional graphic artist that specializes in your genre. So you don't feel like just because you're self-publishing, you don't have to do it all yourself. You can there are certain contractors that you can hire to help you with the publishing process. But make sure that you are maintaining the rights to, all of the things that people are creating on your behalf. A work for hire agreement will help you in that process. So, don't feel like you have to do it on your own. You're just managing your project. Okay. So make sure that you make sure you get people that can help you with your project. So, this is day 27 of my 30-day live challenge, and just wanted to come on and just do a brief Q&A. And if you have questions, feel free to ask your questions. So I'll stay on a little while, see if anybody has any questions, and hope everybody had a good Saturday today. I had a, pretty good Saturday. I went to check out this restaurant and it was not good. And I was very upset about it because it was a restaurant that I've been hearing about for years. So me and one of my friends was like, okay, let's go to this restaurant. The food was subpar. It was not good at all. And it was disappointing. And I wasted my money. I'm glad I didn't get anything too expensive. I got something that I thought would be good, but it wasn't good. And I ended up throwing away my food when I got home. But I'm glad I tried it out, because I've been wondering about this restaurant for a long time. So, but I had fun getting out. And then we went to Barnes & Noble after that, and Starbucks. So I had a good time today. And so, yep, that's what I did with my Saturday. I hope you enjoyed your Saturday. So I don't see any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a direct message or click the link in my bio. Or you can email me at hello@sharhalliburton.com. I'll put it in the comment section or the comment section when I repost this video. So tomorrow is day 28, then 29, and then day 30 will be here before you even know it. So I'm excited, that I did this 30-day challenge. I haven't done a 30-day challenge in a long time. I used to do them all the time years ago when I first started my publishing journey, but I haven't done one in a long time, and then showed up every day. A lot of the other 30-day challenges, something always happened and I wasn't able to go on live certain days, but this one I've been consistent, and I'm very happy despite a lot of things going on. A lot of you, maybe you tuned into some of the videos or the live. Like one day, my nephew was turning the lights off while I was going live, and he has autism. So a lot of things, unpredictable things happen a lot. And it kind of makes me like, kind of stressed about if I can go live, if something's gonna happen and it has to be interrupted. But I was able to get through all these different obstacles this time, so I'm very excited about that. So yep, so tomorrow will be day 28, and hopefully before this live challenge is over, I'll have someone come on live with me. One of my sisters was supposed to join me about 2 Fridays ago, but I don't know if she didn't join me, but we'll see if I can get her on in the next few days or so. So all right, so I guess no one has any questions, and thanks for joining me, and thanks for those that are going to see the replay. Again, if you have any questions, if you're looking to write a nonfiction book, please send me a direct message. I'll be more than happy to talk with you to see if we're a good fit to work together. And I think somebody else just joined. I'm not sure who it is, but thanks so much for joining. And that's it. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great evening, and thanks again for joining me. Peace out.